What up? Tim Desert Storm Bradley, ESPN boxing commentator, Pro Box affiliate. Uh, shoot, 2023 International Boxing Hall of Famer, man, 5-time world champion. What's good? Hey, I want to talk about Boots Ennis for a minute, man. I just want to give you my thoughts on it. I watched the fight this weekend. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed off by watching the fight. The way the corner work was, I thought it was terrible. The way he looked, I thought it was terrible. Just rushing everything, looked like I would say a professional amateur in a sense. Don't mean that in a bad way. Boots is still young. He still got a lot of development to do. I think the level of competition that he has faced has kind of hurt his career or hurt him a bit. He's got accustomed to start fighting a certain level and getting rid of these guys. He fought a guy that knew how to fight. That's just it. Fought a guy that knew how to fight. Karen is from Eastern European, from Ukraine. He's Ukrainian, I should say. Where, again, Usyk and Lomachenko and Baranchik and, all those guys, man, they come from that part of the world, man. Well-schooled fighters. Here in America, we have boxing clubs. Out there, they have boxing schools. They're raised differently out there as well. They really heavy into religion. 1, 2, it's all about hard work and sacrifice out there. Everything is earned. So they come ready. They definitely come ready. And Karen definitely showed us. If you want to know what type of fighter Karen is, dude, look at the first fight and look at the second fight. Completely different game plan. He went back to the drawing board again. They studied Boots. They knew his every move, for the most part. And they were able to counter, and particularly with the left hook. I've watched Boots for a very long time. His athleticism was what makes everybody go, wow, 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 wow. But I've always seen holes in his game. Since the first time I saw him actually in person. I forget where I saw him, but I saw him in person. I saw holes in his game there. But, you would think that he would get better. He would get better and better and better. You would think that he would go back and fix these things. But when you're having success and you're winning, that's why they always say you learn more when you lose. You feel like you don't have to change anything. And I think that's the problem with Boots' team right now is that they feel like, what they've done is enough. This is a good thing. This is a good thing what Boots is going through right now. The negative energy, the disappointment from the fans, the ones that even walked out of the arena. They have a lot of expectations because of, again, people like me, people like, other analysts out there, YouTube analysts, they all were high on Boots, really high on Boots. And that doesn't mean that Boots sucks as a fighter. It doesn't mean that he sucks. No, it just means that Boots is good. He's not great yet. I think that we all need to take our time and stop using that word great. I think we've used it too much. He's not a Bud Crawford, not at all. Although I wouldn't mind seeing the fight. I've always had Bud Crawford if they were to fight. I've always had him. Go back and check my track record. I've always had Bud. But anyways, it's a great learning experience for him. It's not only a great learning experience for him, it's a great learning experience for his father as well. They're going to have to go back and regroup, look at the film and correct their habits, their bad habits. As far as what's next for him, I don't know. I don't know what's next for him. I thought that he looked pretty sharp at 47. I thought that he had, he's full of energy. I thought that his power was decent at 47. He was able to put Karen down. Going back to that sequence, man. That sequence alone is what had everybody, I think, had even guys like myself, man, like saying like, yo, this dude is special. The way he was able to put those combinations together, man, on both sides was unbelievable. And to produce that knockdown, go back and watch that sequence, man. That hand speed, and he finally had the accuracy, had great accuracy on those shots, man. And they were hard, they were fluid, and he was able to produce that knockdown. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what's special about Boots. Guys that have that athleticism, there's only a few guys in the sport that have the athleticism as a Boots. I would say it's Teofimo Lopez, to be honest with you. He's a freak athlete too. It has those fast twitch muscles. Roy Jones was one of the old school guys back in the days, and back in the 90s, early 90s, man, he was no joke too. He had similar things. But what I notice about these freak athletes, man, Manny Pacquiao's another one. These freak athletes is that they typically they break rules. They break rules, and they're not, I would say, created. Their style wasn't created off of true fundamentals. They were created off of their natural instincts and ability to be able to know how to fight. That's just it. So Boots will always struggle against a guy that has good fundamentals, guys that are very technically sound. He will always struggle against guys like that. Doesn't mean he won't lose, because again, that athleticism is what sets him apart from most of the fighters that he faced. It's the athleticism, it's the speed, the power, those shots coming from all different angles. Although he does make mistakes, again, he makes mistakes, and to point a few out, man, I would say when he jab, when I was watching him jab, he brings his jab back low. When he throws a right hand, the left hand is down. When he throws a jab, his right hand is down. When he's parrying, trying to parry and catch shots, because again, he depends solely on his reflexes to be able to get out of the way of shots, moving to the side, catching and parrying shots, knocking shots down, redirecting shots, and sometimes you can misjudge it. You can feint him, and he'll drop that hand or reach to parry that jab or parry the right hand, and you can catch him. You can sneak him over the top or come underneath the shots, and Karen knew that by watching film. So, these are little things that he got to go on. He got to go back and work on. I definitely expected more from Boots. This was a subpar performance for sure. But, the only other way to go is up from here. Typically when a guy has a subpar performance, it goes back and he recenters himself and refocuses, and he goes back and works on his craft. This fight, even though he won, it's somewhat of a loss for him. I'm sure his mentality. I heard the way he was speaking after the fight. He was disappointed in himself. Pops, you got to do better, man. Pops, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. You got to do better in the corner, man. I don't think you made it. I don't think you made it any better. Boots probably could have did a better job without having you in the corner, pressing them all the time, telling them, man, stop this guy. You can stop him. You can do this. But all in all, man, this is gonna be a good learning experience for him. If he goes up to 54, he definitely got to tighten it up, because if he doesn't, he gonna be in trouble. Guys are gonna be able to land flush shots on him, and you don't want that at 154. Those guys are monsters. So, but other than that, man, subpar performance. Boots, get better, keep working and perfecting your craft. Go back to the fundamentals. That right there is what I see that needs to be done, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.